we say that pillar number one is that trust precedes price. Buyers decide who they trust long before they evaluate cost. Cost only becomes friction if they don't trust you, they don't like you, or there's uncertainty in their brain that you're not going to get the job done.
This episode is sponsored by Door and Gate Domination, a digital marketing agency that helps garage door contractors, gate companies, and access control businesses like never before. If you're looking for help with marketing and want real results with SEO, websites, Google Ads, Meta, and AI-powered systems built for the door and access industry, visit us at doordomination.com to schedule a free strategy session and a competition analysis. It's time to dominate your market.
Welcome to Garage Door Growth, the podcast for professionals and contractors in the garage door and gate industry. Join us as we hear from well-respected vendors, industry leaders, and highly successful door and gate contractors. This is the ultimate source for valuable insights on running and scaling a successful garage door business with your host, Barry Nix.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about something that affects everyone in the garage door industry and in most industries: sales, service, recruiting, customer experience, getting reviews, getting your name out there, connecting with people. I'm joined by Charlie Cina, founder of One Tap Connect. This is a company who's modernizing how professionals, technicians, manufacturers share their information and engage with others, build relationships. Charlie, welcome to Garage Door Growth. I appreciate you being here.
Hey, Barry. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you on today and to share what I've learned. I actually found out about you guys on Instagram. Brian Fredrickson did a post from the
we were at the fence show in Indianapolis, I believe.
Yeah, IFA. Yeah. And did I think it was just like an organic post where he showed off this new thing that he learned about and was like, this is so cool, you got to check this out. And then I called you and I'm like, hey, if he has it, I need it, because I'm about to go to the IDA Expo, and this would be radical for that. And so now that I've learned really what it's for, which is, it's for everybody, right? But tell us about it. What is One Tap Connect?
Well, One Tap Connect is really an identity and revenue infrastructure digital system, for lack of a term, right? It's been designed to help teams immediately build trust and position themselves as the expert at the first point of contact. So what a lot of, contractors do, whether it's, garage doors, tile, marble, or electric, whatever, right? Whatever trade you're in, the whole concept of business is, here's my card, right? Well, a card is basically a transfer of information, right? It doesn't show transformation, right? And what we've wanted to do, and we're in a lot of different industries, not only, home improvement, but I have, attorneys that use our product, chiropractors that use our product, because what it does is it standardizes how trust is established at the first point of contact. So growth and credibility are no longer dependent on what an individual feels like saying at the time, if that makes sense, right? Like, companies have different people have different personalities, which means if the company itself doesn't identify how they want their representatives to brand, position, and differentiate their company at hello, then it's subject to interpretation by every rep. So what we did is we created something where at hello, you can tap somebody's phone, you can use a QR code, and then up pops this digital profile that essentially is what we call a modern way to brand position, differentiate yourself, and start a conversation.
Yeah, so there's different ways. Instead of just handing somebody a card, they can tap. There's lots of different, what do you have, 4 or 5 different ways that somebody can
Yeah, I
access
mean,
this and it
there's
pulls up
different
on their
ways
phone?
to transfer the information, right? You could, if iPhone to iPhone, you can bump it or AirDrop it. You can text this to people. You could use a QR code, and then we have all these cool transfer mechanisms that, you know, a smart card that's chipped, a wristband, you know, smart key tags, these little bumpers go on the back of your phone. But that's not the aha moment, right? The aha moment, if you'll pull up the example I gave you, the guy from Hometown Roofing.
Yeah.
Everybody says first impressions matter, but a lot of people in various businesses really don't know how to make that first impression. So if I saw you at whatever, Walmart, Starbucks, church, and I had a hat that said Hometown Roofing, and you say to me, "Oh, you know, my name's Barry. You're a roofer?" "Yeah." "My name's Charlie." "Charlie, do you have a card?" If I tapped your phone and that popped up, what I would say to you is, "Barry, just take 10 to 30 seconds and scroll through there naturally so you could see what my company is capable of doing with your roof or your addition or whatever, and then we'll have a quick conversation." And literally, I tap people's phones and I shut up. Now, if you'll just scroll through there, you could see I have all of his social media,
Right.
his Google, his videos, right? I can get a link to his website. And then as you scroll down, there's an intro video on the company, get a free quote.
A video.
Yeah. All his certifications, all the different types of roofing that he puts on. And then he does residential, commercial, gutters, insurance claims, roof storm damage. Like everything is right there. So nothing is left to interpretation. Now, here's
Right.
the beautiful part for the prospect. As the prospect, they're connecting the dots on their own. Nothing has to be forced, nothing has to be sold. And it immediately positions you as the expert that you are. Now, in many states, roofing is a licensed trade, right? In most states, I think it's, you know, you have to be licensed. Some aren't, but most are, right? If you're in garage doors and you're certified with a certain, you know, door manufacturer, whatever the case is, you have all you have all these certifications, you have all this expertise and knowledge. But if you hand somebody this
Yeah.
does not reflect that. So what we did here is its first impression, right? What's first impression? Buyer forms opinions before the conversation even begins, right? Now you form trust. Credibility determines whether they continue talking to you. So that's why so many times when someone says, "Do you have a card?" you say, "Can I give you my card?" Right? And you're out there networking and they say yes. They take it, they put it in their pocket, and you're dismissed. So first impression, trust forms. How do you do that? Through credibility. And then when you continue the conversation, decisions are made at hello. The conversation just becomes formality of them getting a little more information or getting their questions answered. So we say that pillar number one is that trust precedes price. Buyers decide who they trust long before they evaluate cost. So
Right.
cost only becomes friction if they don't trust you, they don't like you, or there's uncertainty in their brain that you're not going to get the job done.
So, as simple as it sounds, it's about the coolest thing I've ever seen in regards to putting your face and name into the possession of someone quickly, it's like a mini website that automatically pops up on their phone when they want your information. It's not like you're going to walk up to people and just tap their phone. There has to be some sort of an engagement. So if your technician is at the house, they can save it. They can save your information to where it's quick access. And yeah, it's major to me. It's a major impression. It's not
here's the thing.
It's not a normal impression.
No question. And when I made this for myself because I didn't like all the digital cards that were out there. Now, I had over 13, 14 years in home improvement. So I've sold everything from, tile and marble to paint, to shades and shutters and, everything in between. So I know what it is to go into the home and sell into the home. And the first thing that absolutely needs to be anchored is trust. So as I was out there using all these digital cards, I would go home and complain to my wife. I'm like, I ordered a new digital card and she's like, oh my God, another one? And I'm like, yeah, something's missing. And at the dinner table one night, she called me a dumbass and said, do it yourself. I'm tired of hearing you complain. Right? To which pissed me off. And I went to my computer and started Googling coders and programmers. And I made it for myself. And then I realized that if I was going to make this, I had to build it out through a sales process. Because again, I don't just want to transfer information. I want to build the relationship. Now, everybody says that, but most people don't know how to do it. Right? So there's a formula. You got to introduce, build rapport, and gain credibility quickly. Well, how do you sum that up? Trust. You need to identify a problem. I need a garage door guy or gal, right? Who's the solution? XYZ garage doors, but talk is cheap, right? So how do you show me the truth, authenticity, and proof that you can deliver? Well, at Hello, you can't show me a garage door on a paper card. Oh, well, I guess you can, but it's not going to move me, right? I can't see a video and watch it go up and down or hear how quiet it is or whatever. So we like to say that this is a tool that for a company that has reps, right? Growth compounds when every rep delivers the same credibility to each and every prospect or client each and every time, right? And inconsistency is the first thing that breaks down at scale. So if you have some reps that are presenting your brand and calls to action the way that you want it done, and you have other ones that are doing it based upon their mood or what they think they should say at the first point of contact, right? That's when you're making that first impression and you're either anchoring trust or you're not. Now, if you're not doing it at the first point of contact, by the time you get down to the kitchen table giving them a proposal, that's when you get all that revenue, what I call revenue leakage, right? You get, well, can you give me a discount? They're asking you for a discount.
Yeah.
Because they haven't they don't respect how you presented yourself, and you haven't given them enough appreciated value of what your services can provide. Now, everybody says my company brings value, but a mentor of mine a long time ago taught me the difference between value and appreciated value. Now, we didn't have this conversation, but do you know the difference? Because I didn't.
I don't.
Okay. Everybody says we bring value. We give you the best garage door with quick service at the best price. Okay, that's value. Okay. What might be appreciated value? Appreciated value might be how you come and prep my driveway or my garage, right? Where you're laying down, and I'm making stuff up, right? Plastic, you're masking everything off. right? You're coming in and you're giving me 12 months of additional service at no charge if something breaks, right? That's appreciated value. You're giving me things that are important to me. Do you see the difference? So, for example, if I said to you, do you like ice cream, Barry?
Sure.
Do you like ice
Yeah.
cream?
Yes.
What kind of ice cream do you like?
All kinds.
Okay. What's your favorite?
I don't know. Peppermint.
Peppermint. Okay. You like peppermint ice cream. That's your favorite. Well, if I brought you peppermint for a year delivered to your house, that's appreciated value. Dude, you're delivering me my favorite ice cream, peppermint, right?
Right.
Value might be, I'm delivering chocolate. You got it for free. But Barry doesn't eat chocolate.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So my point that I'm trying to impress, and I hope I didn't get off kilter here, is that when you can anchor trust at the first point of contact and engage people in your process where you're helping them connect the dots, whether you realize it or not, you're giving them appreciated value because you're presenting on purpose and you're making the sales process easier for them where the subconscious objections aren't coming into their brain and they're going, wow, this guy is a pro. This company really has their stuff together. They might be a little higher in price, but I can tell if they presented to me like that, right, with that type of simplicity and detail, they're probably going to do a great job on my garage.
And after. Yeah.
But that's the thing. So, but people don't see that because people try to rush the process. And that's what One Tap Connect provides. It's the
Do you have like to show examples of how they can tap, like what the different mechanisms are, like the little armband or the thing that sticks on the back of your phone? Do you have any of those?
So
There you go.
the wristband allows any tech or whatever, right? 24/7. You could be wearing this after work. Someone says, what do you do? You're at Starbucks with your wife. You tap the wristband, boom. You're having your first sales call right there at Starbucks or the restaurant or wherever you're at.
Right.
We have the smart card. Someone says, do you have a card? You take the card out, you tap the phone. The key tags are chipped. The smart decals you can put anywhere. And then these little bumpers go on the back of your phone.
Bumpers. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. So these are all cool transfer mechanisms. And every person, depending on your industry, likes different things. So I have a lot of clients that are in the automotive space, right? Well, they love the key tags and they love the bracelets. Some people say, I'll never use the bracelet. They like the cards. Some people say, I don't want to carry anything. And they download the mobile app that we provide. And then they just hold up their phone and they embed the QR code right into their phone. And they just say, take it. So our whole concept is no matter where you're at, how do you brand position and differentiate yourself? And then how do you really connect at a high level where at hello, you're already having your first appointment?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're selling expensive doors, some of our clients at the agency, we run campaigns to sell doors, and some of them really do sell high-end doors, full view glass doors and custom wood doors, flush mount doors.
Hold that thought right there. You sell a high-end door. So let's say you sell a high-end door and whatever, we're at a charity event, whatever, you meet me. We really don't know who our prospects are or what they have. I have a lot of friends of mine that aren't rich. They're extremely wealthy. And if you saw them, most would probably prejudge them, right? But point being is, if you hand them a card, whoever they are or whoever them are, it's not going to show that high-end door. Now, if you tap somebody's phone, you get to show all the different doors that you have. Now that person can say, oh, that's what I'm looking for. Right? Well, that's our Elite Platinum 2217 door. It's got a lifetime warranty, whatever. Right? What kind of house do you have? Now they're explaining the house. Now you're hitting the book me button and you're booking an appointment with that person within the first 60 to 90 seconds of your interaction. What were you doing? You were in line getting popcorn and soda while your wife was waiting for you to go see a movie.
Right.
So that's the difference. This is a very intentional product, right? That lays out identity, first contact, and the introduction, gives you the credibility established quick before price is even discussed. And then you have engagement. How do I mean? You're going to book an appointment, a Zoom meeting, whatever. Okay? And then this becomes a leave behind that customer carries in their phone where they can access you 24/7, give you a referral, and or a lot of my clients now even put all their frequently asked questions, links to their warranties, guarantees, and even training videos that we link right in here to where if there's an issue with a remote or whatever, that your people could go right in here and watch that video and not have to call you for you to tell them, go watch the video.
Yeah, I mean, you can email, you can call from it, you can text. Of course, click all their social media profiles, get to the website, watch videos. I'm sure you could embed like a Calendly link to where they can book an appointment.
Absolutely.
And leave reviews. I mean, tap cards are very common for review purpose. Most of our clients give their technicians tap cards or put a QR code on the back of their business card. And then, and that's pretty much the extent of it. Where this takes that to such a whole new level, it's crazy.
Yeah, and again, the tap's the transfer mechanism. That's not the secret sauce. The secret sauce is what we've laid out for somebody at first contact to literally have their first appointment on the spot and then be able to prospect knowing, is this person actually interested in my product? Are they a prospect or are they a suspect? Right. So many times someone will hand you their business card and say, yeah, I'm interested, call me. And now you're calling that person just to book an appointment when had you taken the time to just tap their phone, show them the infrastructure of everything that your company has, what you do, book the appointment right there. Now you're taking all that time out of your sales cycle. And by the way, if they're not a prospect for you, why do you want to waste time calling and emailing and texting people only to find out 2 weeks later that they had no interest in your product to begin with? They were just being polite.
Yeah. Try not to be rude.
Which, by the way, is rude in my opinion, because now you just wasted my time for 2 weeks.
Well, I love your product. I think all contractors should use this. I mean, it would definitely set you apart. It definitely screams organization, professionalism. It's being so forward thinking that it would give the homeowner the impression, like, if all of say a garage door company has 3-4 technicians, maybe they have 10 or 12, maybe they have 40 or 50 technicians. If they can, it doesn't matter if they're residential or commercial, or if they're installers or, maintenance and repairs. If they can just tap the person's phone with like that wristband, and get that data on the prospect's phone or the customer's phone, I think they'd be amazed. I think your likelihood of doing business with that prospect skyrockets. I think the likelihood of that prospect trying to beat you up and get a better price goes down because you're like, it just propels you to another level of of the go-to person.
Yeah,
Like if you, yeah.
I completely agree. And I just sent a link over. If you'd be so kind and click on that and pull that up.
Yeah.
It's a link to my website. Now, again, I made this for me, right? So no one can convince me that it doesn't work, because I've closed deals with this tool that even time perplexed me right there. I went, nope, scroll down where it's right there. Why leading companies treat trust as an infrastructure. So we call these the 3 pillars of what we built One Tap around. And pillar 1 is that trust precedes price. Now, if you'll scroll down a little bit, you can see that picture of the guy in the center there is a guy by the name of Bill Conlon. He's vice president of sales for a company called Westlake Royal Building Products. They do about, their international company, I believe they do like 20 billion a year. I'm walking down a hallway at a client's office to go use the restroom. 2 gentlemen are walking towards me. The one guy says, "That's a nice sport jacket you have on," to which we started a conversation. I tap his phone. Now, when I tapped his phone with my other business, nothing to do with One Tap Connect. And he looked at me and he goes, "Wow, this is really cool. Where'd you get this app?" I said, "I know the owner." He goes, "This is amazing." He goes, "Tap his phone." The other guy had just gotten off a call. I tap his phone. I don't even know the guy's name yet, or who he is or what he does. The guy looks at that. He goes, "Who do I need to contact? I want 3 of these right now." I said, "Well, I know the owner." He goes, "Can you connect me with him? I want 3. I said, "Well, it's me." And he chuckled. I said, "You didn't ask how much." He said, "I don't care how much. Give me 3. If it works out, I'll take 300. Now I'm thinking the guy's full of BS, but they took 300. They spent close to 50 grand with me. We private labeled everything, and they renew their service every year. Now, why am I telling you that? Because right there where it says trust precedes price, buyers decide who they trust long before they evaluate cost. That was how I knew that I needed to build this out as a pillar, because that's what happened to me with Bill. We never discussed price. Bill said, "I want it." I didn't know who he was. I didn't even know his name. So anyway, I only share that with you because
Pretty cool.
that's how it works. And I can sit here and tell you, 3 more hours of stories that I either met people on the fly somewhere, or my clients. I had one client close a $950,000 deal with a client on a new roof that was a property owner of a 400 unit complex. And he got a call 4 months later after tapping somebody's phone, because the guy had all of his information front and center. So
Yeah.
at any rate, it's not a matter of if it works. It's really a powerful tool that is extremely cost effective if you implement it into your company as a layer of infrastructure in your sales process.
I think it's so cool. It's definitely the most, like I said, forward-thinking, progressive development of what, a business card or a tap card should be. I don't know how you could make it any better. And I can't wait to use it, because I sit behind this Zoom calls all day long, every day, either with the team meetings, with our company, our agency, or with, potential clients or some of our existing clients all day long. So I'm not out in the field. And my only customers are garage door company owners. So, I can't, the likelihood of me going to Starbucks It's just, and running into somebody who owns a garage door business isn't, likely. But we are going to the IDA Expo coming up here in a couple of months. I hope, or a month and a half. I hope you're going to be there. You live, 10 minutes from where it's going to be. So I hope you can at least come by and say hello.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'm going to write it down again. I know it's IDX, right?
IDA Expo. And the dates are April 16th and 17th. That's the trade show. So if you were going to have a booth, you would, that's the days you'd want to do all that. But you could just walk the floor on the Thursday. That's where the majority of the people come on Thursday. A lot of people do come on Friday, but either way, it's probably about 4,000 to 4,500 people.
Yeah, I know I had my director of operations looking into it. I believe that's on our agenda, but thank you for reminding me. I'll definitely double check and make sure we're committed.
Yeah, if not, no problem. I'd love to see you when we're there. But and now, if I just showed your website, it is onetapconnect.com. Isn't that right?
Yep.
So if somebody wants to check it out or to contact you, just go to the website and reach out through the website. Is that the easiest?
Yeah,
best
absolutely.
way to do that?
Yep. If they want to schedule a consistency briefing with us, we'll hop on a call and show them what we can do for them, where they might have potential, revenue leakage in their sales process. But yeah, absolutely. Happy to do it.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. I think anybody who doesn't use this is leaving money on the table. I think it probably will easily pay for itself quickly. And that's why when I saw it, I jumped all over it. I thought, this is amazing. I cannot wait to use it. So thank you for showing up today. Thank you for being here and showing us your cool product. I think you're doing big things. It's more than just a simple product. I mean, I don't think you can tabulate how much revenue has been generated. There's no way to quantify that. But for the amount of deals and relationships and exchange of money that's probably happened in deals put together that came from this tool, who knows? There's no way, like I say, there's no way to quantify that, but I'm sure you get success stories all the time and people telling you, Charlie, this and that, and this thing is great. Let me get some more of these things. So yeah, if you're interested in checking it out, go to the website, onetapconnect.com, reach out, set an appointment, and he will get you started. It's cool. And just like we talk about, scaling up and dominating your market and doing the best you can do. That's what garage door growth is all about. So thanks again. Appreciate you, Charlie.
Thank you.
All right. Bye for now.